Welcome to Learn English on YouTube. Between the Cameras and the Heart, an original story from our channel. Chapter 6. Separate Paths. If you want to watch Chapter 1, click on the tag that appears at the top. The day I had to leave the house was one of the hardest days of my life. The judge's order came after weeks of hearings and negotiations, in which Alberto made it clear that his priority was our daughters, Valentina and Renata. As I packed my things, I tried to stay calm, but every corner of that house reminded me of the happy moments we shared, our daughters' laughter, family dinners, and the dreams we once built together. I walked out knowing there was no going back. It was time to face the consequences of my mistakes. Time went by, and although it hurt to be away from my daughters, I decided to focus on my career. Job offers kept coming, and despite the criticism and the rumors, I knew the world of show business still needed me. My days became a whirlwind of filming, traveling, and events. The media, as always, watched my every move, publishing gossip about my love life with every man I met. The tabloid headlines were relentless. New romance for Yolanda, caught with a famous European film producer. Has Yolanda forgotten her family? Seen at a romantic dinner in Paris. Each story seemed carefully crafted to tell a tale that wasn't even true. My name was constantly in everyone's mouth, and even though most of those rumors were fake, I couldn't escape the weight of judgmental looks and comments. Alberto, on the other hand, seemed to have found a peace that I could no longer reach. Although we only spoke when necessary for our daughters, I knew he had hired a nanny to help take care of them. Laura, a young woman from Venezuela, came into their lives like a breath of fresh air. She was beautiful, with long dark hair and a warm smile. But more than her looks, Laura had a special gift with Valentina and Renata. Her patience and affection were obvious, and she quickly became a key figure in their lives. Valentina and Renata talked excitedly about Laura every time I saw them. "Mom, Laura made us a yummy snack today," or "Laura read us a bedtime story." Even though it hurt to know someone else had taken that place, I also felt relief knowing they were in good hands. Alberto was calm, focused on giving them a stable life, surrounded by the peace he had regained after our separation. Meanwhile, I kept moving forward in my career. I accepted important roles in international soap operas and attended events in cities like London, New York, and Madrid. Even though I was reaching professional success, in my moments of solitude, I found myself thinking about Valentina and Renata, about how being far from them felt like a loss that no amount of fame could ever fill. The distance between Alberto and me was more than physical. It was an emotional gap that seemed impossible to close. He had found support in Laura, and I, though constantly surrounded by cameras and lights, was still trying to understand the meaning of everything that had happened. My steps in public were closely watched, each of them judged and criticized. But what hurt me the most was the silence at home, that empty space I had created myself. Awesome. Let's see how well you remember the new words. It's time for the vocabulary challenge. Time to practice. Challenge number 1. Pause the video and comment a sentence using one of the new words you learned today. Now it's your turn. Write your own sentence using one or more words from today's key vocabulary in the comments. Are you ready for challenge number 2? Watch the video again and repeat the words out loud until you can say them clearly. You can use the YouTube chapters and timestamps to jump to the parts you want to practice. And now, challenge number 3. Tell us in the comments. What was the most difficult word for you today? Now it's your turn. Write the word that challenged you the most and why. Let's learn together. That's the end of today's story. We hope you enjoyed it and learned some new words along the way. Remember, the best way to learn English is by listening to fun stories like this one. See you next time, English Explorer. If you liked the video, click like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is learning English.